This is so hot. Hi friends, I am in the garden today and it feels like the perfect spot to speak about autumn. The weather is changing and summer is turning into autumn. I am a big seasonal living believer. We have our autumn equinox happening in just a couple of days. So I would love to share some of the autumn traditions that I love to bring into my life to adjust to the new season. I think the world is designed so magnificently in a way that the seasons provide exactly what we need at the right time. Autumn is a season of harvest. It's a season of reaping what you've sown in the previous seasons. And I think I like to lean into that when I'm planning my autumn. I get very overwhelmed very easily, so I like to start early when it comes to planning. And I like to prepare myself spiritually. I like to ground myself as well as both practically and creatively. I'm about to go into my final year of university, so I have lots of things relating to that I need to work on and prepare for. Autumn is a wonderful time as it's kind of a cross between rest and work. You are slowing down, the days are getting shorter, it's getting darker much faster, so our natural rhythms are needing to shift. Oh, there's a cat that's just entered the scene. But it's also a time of work. We are collecting what we have previously harvested. Oh, there's a cat. The way that God has designed the rhythms of life. It's a time for gathering, preparing, and slowing down. So part of that for me is leaning into seasonal living. And this is in particular with the different herbs that I will use during this season, and also fruits and vegetables. I love finding bursts of colour during my autumn walks. Red, blues, and purples. So I am in love with autumnal meals. I'm in love with autumnal cooking. I love apples and blackberries and so many different autumnal fruits and vegetables. I've been working on some herbal preparations, an oxymel, fire cider, some rosehip syrup. I've been collecting hawthorn and elderberries. I went to a wonderful medicinal herb workshop where I collected lots of different herbs, honey and vinegar, and placed them all in a jar. It was so sweet making something that nourishes both the body and the mind, and connecting with so many like-minded women who also have a deep appreciation for nature. We turned bright rose hips into the most wonderful rose hip syrup, and it was absolutely delicious and such a wonderfully red bright color. It reminded me of the small intentional things that we do to sustain our body. And I've also been switching up the supplements that I am using during this time, so more vitamin D, as obviously we have less sunlight, and more magnesium as we head into the darker months. I am a true believer that it's all about listening to what the body needs in that specific season. And in terms of practical things, this looks like sorting out my budget, sorting out my sleep schedule. Anyone who's been on summer holidays knows they can get a bit messed up sleeping in until ridiculous hours and staying up so late. So I've been trying to readjust that, as well as giving myself permission to be able to rest without guilt. So I love cooking, and cooking is another big part of seasonal living for me. I've been enjoying soups and stews and of course an apple crumble. I adore apple crumble. I think it could be one of my favorite desserts. I've really been in the mood for something really hearty like root vegetables, carrots, potatoes, and I'm cooking dinner, so I thought I would make a roast and take you along with me. Chopping onions and carrots and potatoes, these things feel like a meditation within themselves. Each slice and chop is a reminder that even the small things can be really meaningful. Cooking is a way to show love for myself and the people that I share a space with. And also it forces you to slow down in a world that's constantly rushing you. I love the sprinkle of the seasoning and the sweet aroma from the oven and the sweet warmth of the kitchen. Autumn invites this slowing down, this attention to the process, the savouring of colours and textures. It reminds me that care is in the little things, and I actually made this meal within such a busy day, and it was so wonderful to just set up a plate and relax and eat. Cooking seasonally really helps me to feel rooted, and it reminds me that I am part of the seasons as well, and part of these natural rhythms as well. So that carries on into my creative life. I love the seasons to speak into my poetry, the content that I make, that is YouTube or vlogging. Nourishing myself in the kitchen helps to fuel that creative side as well. I want this season to be about aligning with God's design. I will also be starting a new book of the Bible this autumn. I'll be starting Ecclesiastes, and I actually have a verse from Ecclesiastes that links so well with today's video. I will put here. So autumn is a time of slowing down, but it's also a time of harvest, and I would love to honor both in this season. So as much as I am preparing, I'm also trying my best to enjoy the moment, sit in the garden with my cup of tea and have the light shining on me and hanging out with friends. I love gatherings during the autumn. I think it's such a lovely just time to sit and share a meal with friends and just share. I think autumn is a time of going back into yourself, a time of slowing down, a time of reflection. I hope this encourages you to find your own rhythm for this autumn too.